Team Sonic Racing seems to be going under the radar. So I'm going to tell you guys why I'm going to not only get the game, but be playing the game avidly, and how I feel that people are slipping on this game. Let's get into it. What's up, fans and gamers alike? This is Josh Rockstark, and Team Sonic Racing seems to be flying under people's radars, and I don't quite understand why. I've done the research, and I can see that this game is actually going to be fire, because the way they've set up the racing mechanics, the way they've set up the modes, and the way the team mechanics are going to work in this game, I think it's going to be a fantastic game. So I'm going to take the time now to go over all the information we know and tell you guys why I will be getting this game and how I think this game is actually going to be a lot better than people think. Before we get into that, I just want to thank you guys for the support. The last CTR video, it just took off beyond my expectations of what that video was going to do so fast. And I want to thank you guys for watching. I want to thank you guys for supporting the channel. If you're new here, please subscribe, and all the support that you guys give me always on my videos, I cannot thank you guys enough. Thank you so much. Jumping into Team Sonic Racing now, without a doubt, the team aspect of this game is the big selling point of this game. It's been completely designed and tuned around playing cooperatively, and I think this is something that we haven't really fully seen in a kart racer. I think the very closest game we've gotten to a team kind of aspect is Mario Kart Double Dash, with the two characters on a kart mechanic. We've seen it in other respects, like Crash Nitro Kart had the team mechanic, but it was kind of just surface and kind of shallow in compared to what this game is going to offer us. And other games have had like team races and putting people together and getting points together. Crash Tag Team Racing had the fusing mechanic, which allowed you to be team for just the duration of your ammo count, and then you could split off from each other and you're not really on a team anymore. So we've only seen the team component of racing in kart racers on a surface level, but this game is going to completely change the way you're going to be racing these tracks. And it starts with the characters and the way they've been put into teams of 3 and the archetypes that each character sets to fulfill. Like, for example, we've got Team Sonic, which is made up of Sonic, Miles, and Knuckles. We've seen that team up before in Sonic Heroes, but they've been split into 3 archetypes, which are speed, technique, and power. And each one races differently. For example, Sonic has balanced handling, the fastest top speed. His acceleration is not as good, but comparatively to Tails, who has great acceleration, has great handling, and balanced top speed. And then you look at Knuckles, who's got high defensive capabilities, high boost capabilities, but lower top speed. And each character, aside from these traits of their karts, also have an extra team abilities that will make up for their shortcomings. Like Sonic has a defensive boost, radial boost ability. Knuckles can break through barriers and break through obstacles, and Tails can cut corners of the track right on the edge of the terrain without slowing down. And these mechanics are going to fundamentally change the way you are going to race these tracks. Just imagine when you're on the ice course, just imagine having Knuckles plow through the obstacles, clearing the way for a new shortcut, or clearing the front lines, and then you are able to slingshot as Sonic or Tails past him to get in front. Races are going to be won with power plays instead of won by just pure speed or littering the track with items so nobody can get past. I think races will be won by clever moves that are going to be made up by your team to get you in first and winning the race. And the game has abilities that will allow you to do these things. The first one is skim boosting, which is going to allow you to get close to your teammates and grab a boost that's going to send them past them. So just imagine you're the back car and your teammates are right in front and maybe the other one's a little bit ahead. You're going to be able to boost past the one in front of you and then the one afterwards to slipstream all the way to the front of your teammates, and you can replicate this to boost past each other. Another ability is slingshotting, which is going to incorporate drafting mechanics. When you're racing behind your teammate, a golden slipstream is going to appear in front of you, which will allow you to boost on it and slingshot your way past your teammate to get further ahead. These two mechanics are all ways of boosting and getting yourself from the back to the front, and it's meant to get your whole team to the front. We've seen in other kart sort of team races that like you're not really interacting with your teammates. This is a direct way to interact with your teammates and make sure to get your whole team to the front, because it would suck if you and your buddy are in first and second, but for some reason your teammate is all the way at the back behind a whole bunch of other kart racers. How are you going to get him to the front? Well, there's other mechanics that are going to help you do that as well in this game, mainly the item transfer. So you can pop an item to one of your buddies from anywhere in the track. Now maybe you're holding on to a missile that you've been keeping as you've been racing. Pop that to your buddy who's in the back, give him that missile, get him to the front. And maybe you want to give them an item that's going to take down their rival. Yes, this is a mechanic as well. It's called rival takedowns. And this is going to give you a significant boost upon taking down the designated rival. Now I'm not sure how the game decides who your rival is, but we'll find out when the game comes out, or maybe there'll be if you guys found more information about that, let me know down in the comment section, because I'd really like to know. I'm curious about that. Lastly, you have team ultimates, and this is going to give you guys a significant team boost, and this is accrued as a culmination of all the team things you've been doing inside of the race, and this is going to give you a significant edge to getting back into the race if your team is struggling behind, or giving you another avenue of just decimating the competition and continuing to hold your lead as a team. You can really tell that Sumo Digital is focusing on the cooperative team aspect of the game. And I think this is going to be something new. It's going to be something very interesting when it comes to online play, and it's going to be fun, I think. A lot of people have been comparing this game to Sumo Digital's previous other works, like Sega All-Stars Racing and the immaculate Transformed games. And it does seem like a regress in a way, because the game currently has only 15 characters and you can only race in karts as opposed to Transforms having the planes and the boats. A lot of people do feel it's a regress, but I think it was purposely done so they can focus on the team aspect of this and focus on the Sonic IP and having more characters into the Sonic Racing game. And I know we're going to have unlockable characters in the adventure mode because they've said so, and I can bet we'll also have DLC characters. So we're going to get more Sonic characters into the game. I knew going in that 15 characters is not the roster, so you guys don't really have to worry about that. And I think based on the way they've designed the game, bringing back all the other features from Transformed other than the transformations, it's still going to be a fun time, and this is going to be something incredibly interesting, something fresh and something new that we haven't had in a kart racer probably since Double Dash, to be honest. That team aspect is going to be really fun. Imagine taking 2 of your other buddies, going into the ranked online races, and you guys are going to have to work together to make it work, like to win the races. I think it's going to be a super fun, smart way of racing. It's going to be really fun, as long as it's executed properly and as long as these mechanics work out. So we'll have to see when the game comes out. The game is coming out exactly a month before Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled, so I think there's a bit of beef there, and I think it's an interesting power play by Sega. There's gonna be a bit of a scrap ting for the kart racing cup trophy within that month time span. I'm kind of glad they pulled it out of the winter holiday release, because that game would have died there, and it was incredibly smart to put it closer to whether they knew or didn't know that CTR was coming out during that time. It's incredibly smart to have it there in that time slot, and I will be taking full advantage of those 2 games and playing both of them, and I will be on one side or the other of the argument, and if they're both good, we'll see just how that argument pans out. Now, before we close out the video, I just want to outline the single player and multiplayer modes that are in the game. On the single player side, we're going to have your standard Grand Prix, which is going to be like cup races, just a bunch of races for points. Time trials, we're going to have exhibition races where you can modify the parameters of the race like we've seen before. And then we're going to get a team adventure mode. And team adventure mode will have you with pre-selected teams following a chaptered story of doing challenge races, and I presume there's going to be cutscenes, and there's going to be an overarching story, and you'll get to play as all the teams. So that's going to be really interesting. If you're in this for the single player aspect of the game, I think this is where your content is going to be. Now, on the multiplayer front, we do get 4-player split screen. So just like CTR, we are getting 4-player split screen, which is amazing. That's great. So local gameplay, especially for a team racing game, is a must. The only thing I would say is that it's gonna be a little weird to have 3 of your friends on one team and then you got to solo with AIs if you are gonna play 4-player split screen. And it's still gonna be a little weird if you're going 2 and 2 and have one AI racing with you. It's still gonna feel a little weird, but the math doesn't work in that case based on the way they set it up. But it's still great to have 4-player split screen. Sorry. And lastly, you're obviously gonna have 12-player online play. I'm assuming, like the other games, there's gonna be ranked, there's gonna be leaderboards, there's gonna be casual play, which is awesome. This game having 12 players on the track, and they've accommodated it by making the tracks wider, is going to be a battleground. This is going to be 4 teams racing for dominance, and this is going to make some interesting plays, some interesting ways of winning the race. So you're going to really have to think about how you're going to race these races, and I am super excited for it. So in short, do not sleep on this game. I know that we've gotten sort of a regression from Transformed in terms of the way that game races and plays, but they're completely different. And this is going to focus solely on the Sonic IP, and this is going to focus on cooperatively racing, as opposed to transformed, having a huge Sega lineup, but you're racing by yourself. This is a different experience, and I don't think people have an open mind about it. We'll have to see how it executes, of course. A little bit of a raised eyebrow and caution is a good thing, but let's not just completely forget about the game, because I think it's going to surprise people. And I can't wait till May 21st, where I'll be getting this game day one, and you can expect me to talk about the game and let you know how the game is. I'll be playing the game and possibly streaming the game, so if you guys are looking for your opinion on whether you should get the game or not, I will be one of the sources that will enable you to make that decision. I will be letting you guys know how it plays, because I'm going to get it on day one. That's Team Sonic Racing, and I'm super excited. I can't wait to make a team and get on the track and start racing. So I want to thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe if you like the content, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out.